We are now ready to begin our activity. Today, the kids are going to be building virus models. Each child is going to receive one geometric shape. They will also receive a number of different colored beads, some tape, a few different colored markers, and also they will be sharing the balls and the cocktail sticks between each pot. The kids will also need a pair of scissors and a glue stick as well. So we are now going to look at our very first geometric shape so we can push aside each of our materials. The first geometric shape we are going to focus on is this one. So as you can see, we have a square with 4 triangles attached to it, and then attached to each of the triangles, we have these small panels. So it's really important when the kids are cutting out their geometric shape that they remember that they're not going to cut off these panels. They are going to stay attached to the structure. When they cut out this full structure, it's going to look something like this. So as you can see, I have added some patterns, designs, and also some colors to the geometric shape. So this is just a few examples of what I've used, but the kids can use any sort of colors, patterns, or designs that they want to. And it's important as well that you can see that the panels are still attached to each of the triangles. So this is going to form a pyramid structure. And how we're going to do this is we have to make sure the rest of the panels that are attached to the structure are flexible. So we will fold each of the triangles into the center of the square. So that's triangle number 1, triangle number 2, triangle number 3, and then triangle number 4. So we've just folded each of the triangles, and now we're also going to fold each of these individual panels that are on the triangles as well. So we will go around the structure and fold them to ensure that they are flexible, and we will be able to then use them as well when we are bending the structure and assembling it as well. So now we've ensured that each part of the structure is flexible. We are now going to construct the structure, and we're making sure that our pattern is on the outside. So as you can see here, the panel of one of the triangles is going to then stick behind the next triangle that's next to it. So the panel, for example, of one of the triangles is going to then begin to fold and hide behind the triangle that's next to it on the left-hand side. So as you can see that, it has disappeared. You will be using then some tape to stick these 2 panels together. You will repeat this process for the next triangle, which has a panel on this side, and we will be then folding this panel behind the next triangle. So again, that panel will begin to disappear. We will continue this process around the structure. So again, we have the next triangle with the panel. This panel will then disappear behind the next triangle to the left of it. And eventually we will have formed then a pyramid structure. Again, we will be using some tape to stick it together. And when we stick it together, it will look something like this. So as you can see, there's 2 different ways we can stick the panels together. We can use the tape, like take strips of tape like this, and we can stick 2 of the panels together on the outside of the structure. So along the kind of the gap that's here. But there is another way that you can stick 2 panels together. And this can be, for example, where you can have the tape and you will fold it onto itself so that it makes it double-sided sticky tape. And as you kind of go around the structure, you can use this double-sided sticky tape, attach it to the panels that are here that are going to be folded behind the next triangle. And as you can see, then it doesn't show the structure or any of the tape that's on the outside as well. So that's important as well. If you want to make it kind of known that there is tape on the outside, that's absolutely fine to just use that. If you want to kind of make it disappear, so it's not shown, then you can just put it on these individual panels that are hidden behind the next triangle. So this is our first virus structure. The next virus structure we're going to focus on is this cross-shaped structure. Again, you can see that these have individual panels, so it's important that we do not cut these off. We make them stick to the full structure that we're going to be constructing and assembling. So as you can see, when we cut out this structure, it's going to look something like this. So it's going to look like a cross. We're going to, again, fold, for example, the first piece of the cross into the center of the cross like that. We're going to fold the sides into the center of the cross to make it more flexible. And also fold the cross in half so that we are folding that as well. And the bottom piece of the cross, we're going to then fold that into 2 smaller squares. We're also going to make sure that each of these individual panels around the structure are folded as well. So we'll go around the structure, we will fold each of these panels, making them more flexible as well. And so now this structure is actually going to form a cube structure. And what we can do is we can use the tape as strips of tape, or we can fold it onto itself to form a double-sided sticky tape. So for example, I'm going to demonstrate with the double-sided sticky tape, and I'm going to be sticking it to these side panels. So for example, I have the double-sided sticky tape, and I stick this, for example, here to this side or panel of one of the squares, and then I will get another section and attach that to the other side. So again, have the tape folded onto itself to make it a double-sided sticky tape. We will put it onto these side panels. And what happens is that as you fold this section up behind the 2 side panels or the 2 side squares, the tape will begin to disappear, so we can't see it anymore. And actually what begins to form then is a box, or 2 sides or 3 sides of the box. So again, you can see that there, that we are forming a cube or a small box. So that's 3 of sides of the boxes done there. And again, then we will have these other sections here. So you can add tape to these side panels. And as you kind of fold up this piece of the cross, these side panels will disappear into the center of the square, and then we will form a little box or a cube. So when this is completed, it will look something like this. So again, you can see that it looks like a box or a cube. I have used the tape that's double-sided sticky tape, so it disappears and you can't see it on the outside of the structure. I've also then used the glue stick to add some buttons to the outside of the structure as well, to kind of give it more texture. The last geometric shape we're going to look at is this one. So we can see here there's a large rectangle and 2 circles that are attached to it as well. There's also these kind of small triangles that are attached to the outside, and also this panel. So for the kids that receive this geometric shape, this one does take a lot longer to cut out than the 2 other geometric shapes. So they will make sure that they still have the circles attached to the structure, the panel here, and all of the triangles that are attached to the side as well. So when they have completed cutting this out, the structure will look something like this. So again, we still have the circles attached to it, we still have the panel attached to it, and all of these triangles attached to it. What we have to do to make this more flexible is we will fold the circles into the center of the rectangle. We will also then fold the panel that's at the end of the rectangle. So we will fold this as well. And this one is quite easy. Once it is cut out, we can build it quite easily and assemble it quite easily. So this one is going to form a cylinder. So what they will do is they will fold this structure onto itself until it forms a cylinder structure. So they should be able to look through the structure like this. And again, what they will do is they will have the structure flat on the table. They will then fold it onto itself so it forms a cylinder structure. And what they will do is they will use the tape to stick this panel to the rest of the structure. And they will then, in order for it to stand up, they will attach one of the circles to the bottom of the cylinder, and it should then be able to stand up. So once this is completed, it will look something like this. So again, you can see that the tape has been used to attach, part of the structure to the other part of the structure. And then you can also see that one of the circles at the bottom of the cylinder has been attached to the cylinder, and the other one has been left open. So these are the 3 geometric shapes. Again, we have the pyramid shaped one, we have the cube shaped one, and then we have the cylinder shaped one as well. There is also a 4th one of what the kids could actually do. So to these structures, they can add buttons to them to give them more texture. The 4th structure is then the spherical shaped structure. And this is going to be represented with these balls, and then also the cocktail sticks as well. Now, originally we did have these styrofoam balls, which allowed the cocktail sticks to pass through them a lot more easily than the balls that we have here. So this is what originally the spherical shaped balls would have looked like, or viruses, as it has the spherical shape and it also has these protein keys that are sticking out of it. For this structure here, this is quite a hard structure. So what we can do instead of placing the cocktail sticks through them is we can use some of the markers and some of the buttons as well in order to design and give texture to the spherical shaped viruses. So this is the end of our activity.